Senator Friesen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support of LR 14 and oppose to the amendment of Senator Moorfeld. Sometimes you may try to box me into a spot, but I don't get boxed in very easily because this is very spelled out and we have to stick with the script here in the LR, and I think everyone knows this, and so the political theater that we do by trying to put something like this in front of us is just, it makes for good entertainment, but we are talking about a very serious subject here. I've been a part of a mock convention of states, and I've followed this for a number of years. And if any of you here right now feels that our federal government is not broken, then I'd like to talk to you, because I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, they're not capable of doing anything. They shovel money out the door like it's fast as the printing presses can run it. They don't seem to have a longer-term plan. They're unwilling to address the immigration issues. They're a system that doesn't work until the states finally take back some of the power that we've given them over the years. We have handed them that authority. When they dangle that carrot in front of us, we reached out and we grabbed it and we said, okay, let's let the feds do it. Let's let the federal government handle this. It's too hard for us. And now when they're broken, what do? To me, when we talk about legislation in the state of Nebraska, we pass things here in Lincoln that probably don't work out in Grant or North Platte or Scotts Bluff. It's not a one-size-fits-all. And so when I look at what the federal government tries to do sometimes they just need to send money out to the states if they have money, and let us figure out what's best for Nebraska, what's best for California. But instead, we're starting to let them dictate everything we do. And I think that makes for a longer term is going to be a failure. And if you look at the debt that we're servicing right now, and if interest rates double, I remember when I started farming, interest rates were 9.5% and went to 18%. If something like that happens to our interest rates, our federal budget deficit is going to be so large, we'll have to start cutting programs, or eventually the bond buyers will tell us that we're broke. No one will want to buy our bonds anymore. It's happened in other countries. It happened in Greece. And if we don't start saying no, it'll just continue to happen. So when they dangle a bag of cash in front of us and say, oh, let's start these programs, let's start that program, and then later they pull the rug out from under us, and we're the ones that ended up with the bag. And if you watch how the federal government's working right now, it is so partisan up there, there is nothing comes out of there. We've got to find a way to wake them up and to say that out here, the people still care about what you do. And we want you to fix it, or we will. And I think the time has come when we have to say we're going to fix it. And I think that's the only one they're going to listen to, is when we finally say, look, you're overreaching in your regulations. You're spending too much. And I'll be the first one to say I'm not a fan of the balanced budget amendment. I probably wouldn't support that if I was there. But I think it needs to be talked about. I think it needs to be addressed, and I think there is probably some solution. But no, I don't think I'd support a balanced budget. It doesn't work for everyone. But again, we have to at least have the conversation.
1 minute.
So that the federal government finally realizes that the states are sincere about this. We're tired of their games. It's time to get to work. And just shoveling money out the door does not make it work. We're on the verge of bankruptcy if they don't straighten up. And yet they continue to want to shovel money out that door with no guidelines and just let us, to me, waste dollars. We've got to come up with a long-term plan on how to fix some of these things like infrastructure and things like that. It can't be here's $1 billion, get it done by 2025. It doesn't work that way. We need to take control again. The states can do a better job of deciding how some of these programs should be implemented and done. So therefore, I'm a very strong advocate of states' rights, and we need to take some of that power back. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thanks, Senator Friesen. Senator Halloran.
I'm here live in Philadelphia at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. When you hear the phrase lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, these are the folks we should think of, those who anonymously gave their lives. Well, today you have a chance to volunteer. You need to volunteer for conventionofstates.com, the movement that's going to save the country. These folks are willing to step up and give everything. We need you to give just a little bit. Go to conventionofstates.com and volunteer today.